I did have an entirely different message prepared, and then I saw the number of Bibles and certificates and what we had to do with our youth today, and I didn't want to be accused of being like the other pastor and keeping you here till 1 o'clock. So I backed up a little bit. You'll hear it. I'll preach it next week. But I want to give you a little different message. So if it seems like I'm flying a little bit by the seat of my pants, I am, because I just made some notes last night. But most of the times when I do that, the Holy Spirit takes over and it's better than the one I wrote anyhow. Amen? Pray with me. Well, God, I thank you for this day. I thank you for this church, for this pulpit, for your word, for these people. And I now pray that when we get done, they've all seen your grace and your glory. And I pray it in Jesus' name. Amen. I'm just going to take a wild guess here. And the reason I change it is because I can shorten it up that way. I'm just going to take a wild guess and say that you all have parents. Okay? You can agree on that. Now, I hope that a good number of your memories are good. I hope that you know that you were loved, that you were cared for. I'm fully aware that sometimes we have a different experience with our parents. But I hope that you at least got a few. And I would hope that those of you that are here that are parents have made sure your children know how much you love them and you care for them. How much you're going to take care of them. I tell young couples when I'm counseling them before they get married that you understand if you're planning children, 18 is not a magic age. If you have children, they're yours for life. Would you all agree with that, the ones of you that have adult children? They're yours for life. But what I want to talk a little bit about this morning, and tie it into what we've been doing here, is I want to tell you that you had a love before your parents even knew you. That you had a relationship so meaningful, if you're paying attention to it, then it resonates with that Eye of the Storm song. Because as I read that passage that you just heard from Psalm, and I've read that passage, I don't know how many times. I use that passage when I'm counseling people that are having low self-esteem issues. But here recently, while I was off with my back, a passage I'm going to share with you next week from Jeremiah, and I just read a similar passage from Job that all say the same thing. God knew you before anybody else did. You had a relationship with a heavenly parent, and you can think of that parent as a father or a mother. God says in His Psalm, I can be your mother or your father. You had that relationship with that heavenly parent before your parents even knew you were on the way. Did you catch the words? You made me. You knit me together. You made me so wonderfully complex. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, woven together in the dark of the womb. You saw me before I was born. God doesn't even need an ultrasound machine. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. And that doesn't mean that you're a robot and He programmed you. What it means is, and you have to get theological, is God knows in the past, the present, and the future. God knows what you're going to order at Bob Evans if I get you out of here in time today. Because He's already been there. But think of what that says to your relationship. Think of how that means that He has paid attention to every detail of your life from beginning to end. You're not predestined to die on this day. Your number isn't up. God just knows when you're going to die because He's already been there. How precious are your thoughts about me? I can't even count them. To understand that means that not only does God have a relationship with each and every one of us, that relationship is intimate. God cares. And I use that in counseling and when I'm talking to people with the steam from stuff because of this. If God cares, what does anything else really matter? Psalm 118:6, I told you, is one of my favorite. If God is for me, what can mankind do? Or my version of it is, ha ha ha, foolish mortal. God loves you that much. From beginning to end, He loves you. God cares for you when you don't think anybody else does. He still does. When you've been disappointed by earthly people, it doesn't matter. You'll never be disappointed by God. I love when I'm praying, and I used these passages actually yesterday and challenged my prayer team to unpack them, because I've been doing it for 3 weeks, and I'm guessing I got another month's worth of work before I finally work through it all. That's why it takes me like 5 years to read a Bible, because I'll read one line sometimes and I get frozen in time until I figure all that out. But I know this much. I know how much God loves me. And if He loves me, He loves all of you too. In heaven, Jesus is one. The rest of us are all tied for second. There are no stepchildren or grandchildren in heaven. Because what that passage tells me is, guess what? You're all children of God. You are all children of God. There's a couple passages that tell you what God thinks of His children. The first one is from Matthew 19, 13 through 15. One day, some parents brought their children to Jesus so He could lay His hands on them and pray for them. But the disciples scolded the parents for bothering Him. But Jesus said, "Let the children come to me. Don't stop them. For the kingdom of heaven belongs to those who are like these children." And He placed His hands on their heads and blessed them before He left. I can't help but read that passage and think of the disciples as the church. A lot of you were in the same era I was, where we all grew up with that. Children are meant to be seen and not heard. Now what Jesus says, right? Jesus says, bring it on. Jesus chastises His disciples that day, and I'm guessing still chastises the church today when they tell the kids, you're not part of the church. You have to be a certain age, you have to take confirmation, you have to give you that piece of paper, and then we'll consider you a member. Wrong. Our theology is, as soon as we baptize that kid, you're responsible. As soon as we baptize that child, they become a member of the kingdom of God, and you're supposed to raise them until the day they find Jesus Christ and enter the kingdom, not just the church. Right? If you pay attention to the liturgy, that's what we tell you every time. I remember one of my first Sundays as your pastor after we did the merger, and we were all kind of surly and maybe looked down our noses a little bit every once in a while. And I remember we had a young child in the congregation that one morning, and being kind of rambunctious. It was small enough and young enough it was crying. And I remember I remember very well that I stopped the sermon and said, listen, the sounds of a church that will live. And then I gave you this thing. If you don't hear crying, your church is dying. If you don't continue to bless and bring these kids along, when you all die, there won't be anybody left to take over. I remember as a stock boy at the old TNA Safeway, Crestline, Ohio. That's gone back a few years. It's now, what, a Dollar General? I got to put cans on a shelf. And even at that age, I was smart enough to figure out that if I let all those cans sell out and I didn't put new ones on the shelves, there wasn't going to be anything to buy. And eventually the store would go out of business. Well, guess what? You're the church of Jesus Christ. If you're not bringing other people up in the faith when you're done, last one out, turn out the lights. And unfortunately, we've got a lot of our smaller churches that are going to do that even now. Because they didn't do anything to continue to pass on the faith and excite people about the stories of Jesus Christ. Sometimes I think we ought to put the kids on the finance committee because we tend to spend the money the way we think the old people want it spent. Maybe we ought to start thinking the way the kids ought to have it spent. That's all I want each of them. Because I want to be nice Christian. Next week we'll go back to my normal. The King James Version, you know, the one Jesus wrote with his own hand. Most of you will remember that passage this way. Suffer the little children to come on to me. Now, folks, suffer means get them here, bring them, call them, drag them, do whatever you got to do. It does not mean that you cause them pain and suffering while they're in church. Suffer in the King James Bible has a whole different meaning than we understand it today. It means get them here. But once they get here, shouldn't it ought to be exciting? Shouldn't it ought to be a good place to be? Shouldn't they ought to be getting information and love that they can't get outside this place? You've got to know, like I know, that there's a lot of hurt in the world. There's a lot of hurt just with this sermon talking about parents. I know that. If you can't find prayer and hope and compassion and everything else you need here, you're not going to find it out there. I'll guarantee it. God calls them to be a part of the kingdom, and it's our job to love them on behalf of God and teach them all about God's love and secure them in that kingdom. And I don't want to worry you, but if I go back one chapter in Matthew, Jesus says this, and anyone who welcomes a little child like this on my behalf is welcoming me. That's pretty good, right? Kind of ties into Matthew 25 down the road, the social gospel. If you've fed, clothed, or visited one of them, you've done it to me. Jesus says, if you welcome one of them on my behalf, you're welcoming me. But it's the next line that we ought to pay attention to. But if you cause one of these little ones who trusted me to fall into sin, it would be better for you to have a large millstone tied around your neck and be drowned in the depths of the sea. I don't swim good enough without a millstone. I don't need any extra baggage in my life as I'm swimming in the sea of life and hoping to get where I want to go. And yet Jesus says, if you're not careful, something's going to happen. It's not going to be pleasant. And here's what I want to tell you. As the Church of Jesus Christ, I believe you can lead people into sin by omission. By not doing what you're supposed to do with those little ones, could put you in jeopardy of that. Not good. Not good at all. We have been blessed with all kinds of children and youth in this church. And I believe God sends his little sheep to the pasture where he knows they're going to get fed. You're doing a pretty good job. Pat yourself on the back. Thank Jesus for the ability to choose. Lives have been changed in this church. And if we continue to go the route we're supposed to go, it will continue to be changed. We are building new Sunday school room. You saw just a map. When we first got together, did you see that many kids down front? You know, you saw, what, 5 or 6 on a good day? Now we can have like 40 kids down here for children's message. That was discount all the senior highs and stuff that hide from me instead of being around. I don't know why I'm so nice. Shiva.
What? I love you.
We're actually talking. I know, I say. We're actually talking right now, and Sally Ruth is going to be a member of that. My granddaughter's going to help because she has some specialized training. We're We're going to be starting a Sunday school class for those that are behaviorally challenged. Not handicapped. Did you hear me? Behaviorally challenged. Don't they deserve Jesus too? We're talking about one day a week Bible school next year for handicapped. Don't they deserve Jesus too? But here's the good news. Because I don't want you to think it's all about kids. Because I started this out, what did I tell you? Each and every one of you is a child of God. And don't you deserve Jesus too? No matter how young you are, no matter how long you've been around, no matter how old you are, no matter how grumpy you can be, you deserve Jesus too, don't you? Because you are still a child of God. So don't think that we're going to forget you in this whole thing. You're the ones that brought all that. You're the ones that will finance what we need to do to teach them about Jesus. You're still a child of God. I love at the first service, and maybe I should have picked that as our closing hymn instead of Jesus Loves Me, because we all know that. Oh, you know what your pastor's going to do, right? I was there to hear your morning cry. Have you got the music for that, Andy? Well, come on up. I'm about done. So as I pray, they can find it upstairs, and you can get it ready down here. Because that's actually better on the piano. You just go right in. Yes, you weren't here. You're out right there. See, she still can't hear me. When you sing that song again, that song talks about how God was there when you were born, and how God will still be there at the end. And then it talks about one more surprise.